incredibly intertwined fates for both these nations. Both were eyeing a first World Cup quarter-final since 1998. Both were playing their 20th match at the World Cup, and both saw a World Cup game go into extra time for the first time, with one wicket twist right at the end putting Croatia through. Ashley Westwood, margins, such fine margins that come to define whether a nation of 4 million in Croatia goes into rapture or a nation of about 6 million in Denmark slips into despair.
Yeah, I think that's been right across the tournament since the start, to be honest. It just shows you, at the top level how important it is, which is why teams travel with so many staff, analysts, dietitians. They go and do recce's on hotels because they know the finer margins count, the minor percentages. It comes down to penalty shootouts. Obviously, Luka Modric, misses his first one. He scores his second one, which was brave to go up and take it again, but he only scored that probably by about an inch. It just missed Schmeichel's foot. So it was really, really tight in that penalty shootout. You wouldn't expect a goalkeeper like Schmeichel to save 3 penalties in one game and be on the losing side. So it's quite a remarkable end to a real tight contest.
Eugene, goalkeepers usually don't garner the eyeballs the way they did last night. 5 out of 10 penalties in the shootout saved, a World Cup record. 6 out of 11 if you count that Modric miss. Really got to doff your hat to Daniel Subasic and Kasper Schmeichel.
The moment it went to penalties, obviously, the spotlight's on the goalkeepers. And yeah, both the goalkeepers ever did so well, but it's hard to see one of them on the losing side. So they got all the decisions, almost all the decisions right. But unfortunately, one of them had to go home.
Speaking of Kasper Schmeichel, I know right now Subasic will be rejoiced for a superlative performance, 3 very good saves in that shootout. But as you mentioned at the top, you've got a feel for Schmeichel's junior and senior who was sitting there and going through a diaspora of emotion in the stands. You save 3 penalties in any sort of game at any level. You'd usually think you are the hero and you've won the match for your nation. Yeah,
without a doubt, and also to save one that was only faced one in normal time. For that, obviously extra time makes it even more hard to take. Goalkeepers are not expected to save penalties. If they save one, it's a bonus. To save 3 is quite remarkable, and so really you have to look at the players that haven't converted. You're not expected to miss a penalty, and you're certainly not expected to miss 3 out of your 5. The percentages are down, but it just shows you what atmospheres can do, what pressures can do, and obviously the World Cup, there's no hiding place.
Speaking of pressure, Eugene, a word on Luka Modric. You step up right at the end of a game, extra time, you're the captain of your nation, you miss a penalty, you brush that aside, within 5 minutes you step up again. Regardless of what happened with that kick, and it did go in by such a slim margin as you pointed out, nerves of steel from the Croatian captain.
Obviously, thoughts in his head might be, bringing back memories of what Croatia had gone through before. So I think getting an opportunity to seal the victory must have been, the pressure on him. But even though he missed the penalty during the game, he didn't look like he was down, but he still wanted the game, wanted to play more. You could see it. But when the penalty shootout came, I was happy to see that he came out and took out. Just being the captain and he coming out, and a mistake is a mistake, but come back, shoot a goal and not miss the second time. It was immense pressure and brilliant on credibility to his part.
Absolutely. We had those last 5 minutes in extra time, dramatic. Of course, the shootout that followed. You had the first 4 minutes of the game, which felt like it was making amends for the snoozing pass fest that was Spain against Russia. But in the 111 minutes in the middle, Ashley, there wasn't much very inspiring. What did you make of the game? Either side of the drama ends.
Yeah, I just thought obviously nobody gave Denmark a chance. They hadn't scored many goals. They've been a little bit defensive in the previous games, and obviously everyone was expecting Croatia to run away with it because they played such fluent football, and they'd obviously won 3 out of 3 in the group stages, even after the rested 9 players. But I think sometimes you have to give credit to Denmark. I think at half time, if I was going to pick a winner, I would have picked Denmark. I thought they got the ball from back to front quite quickly. They were attacking, but not because they were playing any scintillating football. And what they did, they found a weakness in Croatia, and that was to knock long diagonal balls to Poulsen. Poulsen was winning absolutely everything in the air. He was knocking them down, and Denmark was winning the second ball, and they were getting bits and pieces in the final third off that, really. And they got him once or twice. They had a couple of decent chances, only like half his chances, not clear cut. and on another day Denmark might have scored one and really put the cat amongst the pigeons. So I think Croatia got away with one there yesterday. They didn't play as well as they should, but they've got through, and they'll be desperate to put that right, because it wasn't a top performance from Croatia.
All right, so Croatia are through to the quarters, only the second time they've done that at a World Cup. Given how that side of the bracket is looking, do you think this is a team that could go further along in this tournament?
Well, they've still got some tough games. I mean, if they are to go all the way, I think they have to play England. So they're obviously not going to go all the way if they're going to face England. But you have to say it looks the favourable side. But like I say, they need to get back to what they did well, and that's to control the football with Rakitic and Modric. Perisic on the left-hand side needs to produce a little bit better. He got in some good positions yesterday, but he didn't have any final product. And Mandzukic, yes, he scored, but again, he wasn't on fire. He didn't threaten too much. So they have still a bit of work to do. And if he was to come up against Croatia at the minute after last night's performance, you certainly in a quarter-final, semi-final, you'd be thinking this isn't as hard as it could be with some of the other teams that have gone out.